Something I've been wrong about for decades.
No.
So, this is Earth as we've been taught to think of it from childhood.
Right.
Now, Earth bulges. We are about 5 miles wider across the equator than we are pole to pole.
Okay.
Not only that, a slight detail, we are wider just below the equator than at the equator. We're not a perfect sphere. It's a spheroid. It's an oblate spheroid.
Okay.
And we're slightly wider below the equator, so we're a pear-shaped oblate spheroid.
Gotcha.
Okay?
All right.
Pear-shaped. I calculated this.
Okay.
Okay? We can measure it and we know. All right. So I spent my whole life saying, if it's trying to fling you off the Earth, okay, but the force of gravity is resisting back, by what force is it trying to fling you off? That upward centrifugal force subtracts from the gravitational force that the Earth is trying to put on you. It subtracts.
Okay.
So Chuck, what do you weigh here and now?
192.
I'll give you the 190 pounds, okay?
Okay.
So if you do the math, you run to Ecuador, you will not be 190 pounds. You'll be like 185 pounds.
What?
That's how significant it is. There are pounds less that you weigh for living on the equator than for living anywhere else, simply because the spinning Earth is trying to fling you off.
Nice.
Yes. Yes, it's significant. That's wrong.
Uh-oh.
Here's the deal. It turns out everywhere on the geode, you weigh exactly the same.
What?
It turns out that while you are closer to the center of the Earth, there's less mass pulling on you.
These two, principles, if you want to call them, they cancel out.
Yes, they exactly cancel. The fact that you have the whole Earth pulling on you, yet we're spinning,
Right.
Okay? So you have all the mass of the Earth, but the spinning, so that makes you weigh more, but then you're spinning, that makes you weigh a little less, plus the Earth is a little wider, so that makes you weigh a little less. Okay? All of that,
You put it together.
it comes out in the wash compared to your weight on the pole.
Wow.
Guess who's not moving sideways at all? There's no sideways velocity. It's Santa Claus on the North Pole. So if you weigh Santa Claus on the North Pole, that is his authentic Earth weight.
Oh, sweet.
Okay?
Which is only 322 pounds.
So Santa's fat behind can walk down to the equator
And weigh exactly
the same.
Exactly the same thing.
Wow.
Check this out. You ready? Okay? If the Earth spins faster, if it spins once in 90 minutes instead of once in
24 hours.
then the centrifugal forces will be so great that you weigh nothing on the equator. You'll just float.
You just float?
However, Earth won't keep its spherical shape.
It will become a pancake?
Yes! This is the fun part. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the Earth will start flattening. As it flattens, the equator gets wider and wider and wider, and you are weightless out there. If Earth becomes this huge disk, what happens to the North and South poles?
Well, they just become where you put the record pole.
Yes, exactly.
That's
They're just a spindle.
They're just a spindle.
Right. They're right there in the middle.
Right.
Therefore, how much do you weigh?
You don't weigh anything.
And so everybody still weighs
yeah.
the same.
That's pretty wild.
It's wild.
Except you're floating out there.
You're floating out here, but no matter where you are on it,
you weigh the same.
You weigh the same, which is zero.
Right.
Because on the poles, there's no mass between you and the center of the Earth, because you are at the center of the Earth, because you flatten to a pancake.
So there you go, flat earthers.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
That's so cool.
Really cool.
So clearly Earth can't be moving. Of course, we're not rotating either. Everything is moving around us. So it wasn't just our ego that supported the idea that we're in the center of all things. At the center of all things. It's not just what's happening with our ego. It kind of made sense when you thought about it. Think about it. Think about it, okay?